Within the British Armed Forces, rugby union was king.
The Army, is the organisation it is because it runs on great governance, and there's rules and guidance for absolutely everything. And they had something called synopsis sports.
Rugby League wasn't one of them, and in fact, Rugby League was banned.
Because it wasn't on the list, you couldn't play it. And there are a couple of notable incidents where things were put on orders banning people. There was a Guards regiment that we wanted to play Rugby League, and they came out and banned it.
That was until April 1994, however, when the Right Honourable Jeremy Hanley, Armed Forces Minister, made the historic announcement that Rugby League was to become a recognised sport within the service.
So the change came about in the early 1990s when the All-Party Parliamentary Rugby League group, and the notable people that I recall were David Hinchliffe, the MP for Wakefield, and Ian McCartney, who was the MP for Wigan, began to ask questions in the House of Commons about why don't soldiers play rugby league. I think the first answer was, we don't know, we'll find out. And the second one was, none of them want to. We haven't got any desire to play rugby league in the British Army. Mr. Hinchliffe and Mr. McCartney went back and said, well, we've found some that do want to play rugby league. And what happened was there was a sevens competition, which you would call illegal. It wasn't insured, if you like, in the normal way that army sport would be. A chap called Major Martin Morris, a Wiganer, was the organiser. A signal was sent out, went to all the army units in the world, I think, saying there's a sevens rugby league competition, come to Chepstow. I recall with the regiment I was in at the time, I was in the Royal Engineers, I had to go and ask for a minibus because I got a group of people who wanted to play. And, they said, yeah, sure. And I said, it's not rugby union, it's rugby league. They went, oh. And the answer was, okay, but don't do anything daft, don't get caught, So all we did that was a bit daft was win the competition, which brought a load of attention to us. So that was the first thing, but we were still playing without authority until, from memory, 24th, maybe 29th of April 1994, when Jeremy Hanley, who was the Armed Forces Minister, made an announcement that rugby league was now permitted in the Armed Forces, and it was a great occasion.
A great occasion it was, and 28 years later, on the 29th of January 2022, the Army Rugby League and the Royal Navy will face off in the Challenge Cup for the very first time.
Brown has a look. Roche is on his shoulder. Brown! Kev Brown might just have booked the Army's place in round two and set up an inter-forces game with the Navy. It's not over yet, but that's a big step towards round two. For Mike Thompson's side, 16-10 with a kick to come.